So, who has joined now till now? We welcome you all for the first Zoom meeting for the Janus Legal Cell. Myself, Manoj Wadhwa, I am your mentor for Module 1, that is the pothole death cases in India, and its related legal status, that how the cases are going on in India and then what is the impact on us on for those potholes and all. So I think I had discussion with many of you. You are calling to me as well as Mr. Denson as well. So we are trying to clear your doubts, and I hope it is helping you out. And you are also, I think, many of you are doing a very good job, and in fact, you are also having a very good ideas about this particular problem, and you are able to give us good suggestions as well. So I can see that it is happening in a positive way. You are also doing a good job. We are trying to support you as much as we can. Obviously, we sometimes we are not able to take some calls, so you can please WhatsApp us, or maybe you can put the things on Facebook also. We are also collecting your queries and answering on the Facebook page as well. So please follow the JNSS Legal Cell page on Facebook, and you will be getting the regular updates there as well. So I think on emails also we are replying as much as we can. So please don't shy to ask the queries, because ultimately we have to submit a good case studies and all, right? So I hope we'll be able to meet the deadlines, and this will be a good case study for all of us. So as Mr. Denson said, I think a few people are still joining. So let's wait for maybe a couple of more minutes. Then I think he'll be able to take you through the module details and all. So you are all following the Facebook page already, JNS Legal Cell.
So, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if anybody
Yes,
is not
sir.
yet, anybody is yet not maybe following, then please
Yes, sir.
do it now. Do it now so that. Okay. So I can see some of the doubts are coming up now also. So we also have a list of doubts we have mentioned. Many of you are asking about my own case details. So we'll be posting after this call on the Facebook page what is the case number in the High Court and all. So that will be available in next 1 hour maximum. You will all be able to see the case details and other things. So I hope you can access this, and you can download the related orders and all from there. And in parallel to my case also, I hope you have many other cases also which we can maybe collate and discuss later on. But I hope it should not be limited to my case only, because we are maybe in a different stage, and some other cases might be in a different stage. So every case is different to itself, right? So we should not be limiting ourselves to one case. So we need to get the data of as much as we can. And I hope right now you're not able to go to different places to interact with the people, or maybe get the FIR copy from the police station and all. But yes, you should use your relationship, maybe with your seniors, with your lecturers in the college, maybe your friends, or maybe some other relatives who are in this particular field, who are doing the law since long back. So maybe they can also help you out to get the related information and the copies of the FIR and all. So please don't limit yourself, and give your best shot. I hope, because when we search on the internet, I think we are able to get much of the information. And because since you are from the this background, legal background, I am not a legal person. Basically, I am a telecommunication engineer. So I'm not saying that I don't know legal, but basically, when I search something on internet, it's available. So many of the things are available. Something definitely are not available. So please use your relationship also. You call people. I think they can help you out. So as I mentioned that not all of if you not all of you, you speak to each other also. If you have numbers of each other, maybe you have email IDs or something. You are passed out from the college. So please discuss with your friends circle and other you can say relatives. They can help you out on this to get the FIR copy and all. And as I mentioned, every case is different. Yesterday, I was discussing with one of the person in the call, that he was mentioning about some other case, and there are some cases where the pothole death case helped them to remove their name from the FIR because they shifted all the blame to the pothole. And in my case, it was different. The blame was shifted to the unknown vehicle. So now we can see that the person who wants to get away from the law, from the punishment, gives so many you can say excuses and use the law in a you can say in his favor. I think now Mr. Denson is now there, so I think we can start and he can take you through with the module one and the related queries and all. Mr. Denson.
Yeah. Hi, good morning once again, all of you who have joined in late.
Good morning, sir.
Okay,
Good
so
morning.
how is it going?
So nice.
Okay, it's good to hear that it is going nice. First of all, I welcome you to this first Zoom meeting for the module one particularly, and this would be the last one as well for module one for the bunch of people who have joined in today. I believe you have read about our firm in the website. You would have also followed us and read a bit about us on the Facebook. What I want to basically address here is that this exercise is more about preparing you to be future ready lawyers. I think I have mentioned that somewhere in our posts, or maybe I got it mentioned in one of the emails. Having said that, it is very important that each one of us explore. I mean, there are certain exercises as a good lawyer that you do. One is about discovery. I believe you have heard the word discovery, many of you. So when you use the word discovery, it means finding out and exploring and getting into the depth of things. So that is the entire idea behind this first project, which we have given to you in the name of Pothole Deaths. We are very fortunate to have Mr. Wadhwa as your mentor. And what his goal is that he is the torchbearer of the fight of pothole deaths or against pothole deaths in not only India, but also the world. Now, having said that, you would not have read about any other person in the whole of India who is actually going after getting a law against pothole deaths in India. So therefore, if there is any doubt about the challenges that a victim faces as he goes forward, I mean, there is no other better person than Mr. Wadhwa, which is why we decided and agreed to appoint Mr. Wadhwa as your mentor. And I think you should make the most out of it. Now, having said about that, I would certainly like to draw your attention to certain common queries that are coming up in spite of we having posted a lot of clarifications in the Facebook. I mean, I particularly had arranged a post on the 7th of July that was useful points which would help you with your module 1 and module 2. We again had a post posted on the 8th of July which had some additional points which were largely to do with the word limit and the citation method, as also how exactly to and where exactly to submit your research papers. But though we have posted that, what we are seeing is that many students or many interns are actually coming back to us with the same queries again and again. So I believe all of us are very clear about the citation method, which I very clearly said. You can have the citation method, you can have any citation method for that matter. It doesn't really bother us. But then it would be always good to have a standard method, which we normally adopt is the Blue Book, and you could use 18th edition and above. Some of us have the Blue Book app already installed in our computers. I know that, I'm very much aware of that. Some of us are exploring. Some of us even asked us where to get this from, you know. So the answer to that would be that internet is such a vast medium that you can get just about anything and everything, and you can download the versions whichever you want from the internet. So kindly do that. More than that, what is that one? Now you can unmute yourself and give me this answer and go back to mute once you've given me this answer. What do you think is that one quality that differentiates you between a good lawyer and an average lawyer?
Presence of mind, maybe.
Sorry, speak a bit slowly and clearly so that you know, because of internet lag, maybe I'm not able to hear you.
Sir, the good presence of mind and presence of mind, maybe.
So persuasiveness.
Persuasiveness, okay. Presence of mind, persuasiveness. What else?
So proper knowledge of rule of law.
Okay.
The
I would call
credibility.
that jurisprudence.
Yeah, jurisprudence.
Okay. What
And they
else?
must be a good listener as well.
Good listeners. Yes. Very important quality. Yes.
So most important, how we tackle our client as well.
Very important, because that is where, unless you know how to tackle your client, you would not know how to deliver a good case or a result. And two, you would not know how to make your money.
A lawyer along with a psychologist.
Absolutely good. So, but that one essential quality which stops it all. Sorry.
Good research skills.
Good what?
The credibility.
Keep oneself patience even in the bad situation.
Yes. Don't get flustered. Don't get flustered when you are countered or barraged by the opposite counsel, right? Punctuality is good.
Interpreting the law.
Okay.
The
Great.
And last but not the least, high level of commitment to their work.
Commitment, very important. Yes.
So speaking skills.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, of course, that is there. So I'll request you to go back to mute, and then I'll give you one excellent answer for that. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Good
Somebody wanted to say,
research
Bhavya?
skills. Yes, sir. Sir, good research skills also makes a difference in the winning of the case.
Absolutely. That is what all of you are doing, and that is why this entire exercise is given to you. What is that important thing that you will deliver to me so that we ensure that we win the case of Mr. Wadhwa in the court, right? That could be, or any other client. For example, now when you go out, okay, so I request all of you to mute yourself now. And first of all, I appreciate you and congratulate you that all of you are interactive. That is a very essential quality for a lawyer, right? Second, research is very important, because unless you research your subject very well, you would not know what are we going to present in the court. Khushbu, can you mute yourself? Okay, so what is important is that we research a subject very well, so that we are prepared and we know exactly what we are going to present in the court, what we are going to answer in the court if we are barraged by the opposite counsel or the opposite party or the prosecution or the defense, whatever, on whoever is opposite us. But the most important thing, as somebody said in the beginning, was the presence of mind, which is, we call it the capability to think on your feet. Okay, so research is important, the ability to think on your feet is very important, and all other qualities. Somebody said punctuality, somebody said client relationship, somebody said credibility. So all of these things are important, that will ensure that you will become a very good lawyer. Now, the essential part that we are addressing through module 1 is, we have given you an exercise, and I want to know how good you are going to be at your research, and also what is the presence of mind that you're going to show. Not here, I'm not talking about thinking on your feet, but here the presence of mind is how exploratory you are, right? So what all things are you able to think? For example, I got a call yesterday. In fact, I was fortunate to attend a call from somebody in Assam, an intern who was interning with us, and he gave me an excellent, I would say, case study about an accident which happened 2 days back, and he was able to relate. He told me that because of this assignment, I am now able to see the law behind it. Otherwise, I would pass off somebody begging on the street. I would pass off that beggar without doing anything about it, right? But now that is the quality that we want to develop in you. When you are going out of your home, and the moment you walk out, there are n number of problems out there. Now, the point is, as a lawyer, are you able to correlate that problem to a provision of law that you might have studied or you're about to study? For example, when I go, if somebody, for example, there is, I see some garbage lying on the road, so I know that there is a municipal act which is being violated. I know there is a particular provision of the Environment Act which is being violated. That provision comes into my mind. I then immediately say, okay, this application needs to be moved. That is how a good lawyer thinks or analyzes the situation. And that is what makes you a good lawyer. And that is the whole idea why we have given you this module. We want to see what all discovery that you're going to make with this module about the subject of pothole deaths, what all nuances you're going to build in your research paper. One of the common doubts which has come up in this process is, will your interviews or what you call your discussions with what do you call the neighborhood or certain people that you've taken on to talk about pothole deaths be counted as a word limit in your research? It won't be. Let me be very clear on that. And there was something about the word limit. I think point number, I'm not sure if it is 12, but the post on our Facebook page of the 8th of July basically very clearly says and stipulates the preferred word limit is 4,000 to 7,500 words. You could end it much before. Somebody said, for example, sir, I finished my research in 3,500 words. I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with the word limit of 10,000, but the preferred limit, which we will be, which our analyzers and people who are going to grade you will be able to read comfortably, is if you restrict your research papers to a word limit of 4,000, or somewhere between 4,000 and 7,500, right? Uh, so apart from that, I have also been asked, will you get something special if you end up making submissions earlier than the due date? So I'm sorry to say that there is no early bird prize there. You have to submit it before the 17th. You can start submitting from today onwards if you're ready with that. But what I'm expecting, what our team is expecting from you is a comprehensive work which will give us a win in a case. If you are standing in the court tomorrow and representing a client or a victim who has suffered the consequences of a pothole death of any of one of his dear ones. So apart from the general query, I also would like you to build in the, I think I have spoken somewhere about the jurisprudence. What is today's jurisprudence, and what is the jurisprudence that has probably connected things like a pothole death or situations like a pothole death uh, to criminal liability. So that is what we want you to see cover in your presentation, in your research. Apart from that, I want to have a look at what else are you guys asking. Okay, there is a common question which is coming up. What is the extent of plagiarism that is allowed, right? So let me be very clear on that. UGC permits 10% of plagiarism in your research work. That is fine with us. But I don't want to encourage even 1% of plagiarism as a matter of fact on behalf of JNS's legal cell. I would like to tell you that plagiarism is best avoided. What you can best do is, if you want to really quote somebody else's work, you better give a credit to that author or that piece of work that from where you're quoting that particular quote or particular passage or para, whatever you want to quote. So better give credit to the author, and let's avoid plagiarism altogether, because that is what we should identify ourselves as. We will be up to a lot of tricks when you become a lawyer, but then those tricks, if they are within the precinct of the legal framework, I think that is what is more appreciable, and that is what we would like to inculcate in you from our standpoint of view, so that tomorrow when you go out as lawyers, when you become lawyers, at least you will remember us that yes, this is one company which said, sorry, we don't encourage plagiarism. You can certainly give credit to the concerned or respective authors. I believe that also is clear. And apart from that, I think there is no other point that has really been repeated. If there is anything else, I would permit you 2 questions today before I move out and close this meeting. Even Manoj, you can also ask, please, if there is a question that you have taken up on the chat. So probably if there is a technical thing you can ask me, I will answer that.
Many of them asking about the FIR copy. So
Yes.
how they can get it?
Okay. So I would like to answer that. For all the interns, don't be worried if you're not able to lay your hands on any FIR copy. But the best way to get an FIR copy is when you're talking to a victim, you can always, ask them to provide you with the FIR copies that pertaining to their case. So at least you can, if you have spoken to one victim, you have managed to identify one victim in your area or anywhere in the whole of India, you can certainly, and now we are in the online, we are working, all of us are working online, so you can access the information about victims using your skills on discovery. If you don't have one, you inculcate one. And once you have identified yourself with a victim, you can certainly get a copy of his FIR. Second, you can approach your nearest police station or or the office of the commissioner of police and ask them to help you with a copy of FIR. You can tell them that you are a student of so-and-so college and that you're interning with JNSS Legal Cell. And we were, as a part of your research, we want to have a look at 1 or 2 copies. You can have a look at a copy. Probably you can take a snapshot from there. What else, Manoj?
This is related questions. One is, can I share my FIR copy with them?
Yes, of course. Why not?
My
You
case
can.
FIR.
You can
Okay.
always. Yes, you can always.
And some excuses are there that due to the present situation, it's not really possible to identify the victim. So I can answer this question that if you search the Google or YouTube and all, there are many videos available on the internet. In fact, they are having their NGOs also established now. So information is available easily. It's not impossible. Please try to search on the internet. And I will be sharing the FIR copy after this call with all of you, maybe over the WhatsApp only. So please send me the WhatsApp. You have my number also, so I will reply on that. Next question is where to start this module. I think this answer is already given in the email. So if you read the email properly, it is mentioned in the email clearly that what you are supposed to do and what are the steps should be involved. But still, because we are on the call, so I think Mr. Denson can answer this.
Okay, so the points in the email where I have given the contents of the module 1, I think are pretty clear. So what I would ask you, all of you, to do is, many of you called up our helpline numbers and even our mentor for module 1, asking how do I start with, what are these points, what are that point, how do I tackle this particular situation. Okay, and one important thing that has come up is about the Facebook posts or the posts on the social media. So let me clarify that. Don't be zapped about what it says. What it means is you can have a look at certain, just put hash pothole deaths on your Facebook or on Twitter if you are on Twitter or on Instagram, and see what all posts you are able to see. So what you're supposed to do is you are supposed to put post certain posts on your profile, or whether it is Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and then tag a few people who can actually take some decisions on it. So we call it decision makers. For example, you could tag Prime Minister Modi, and you could tag Prime Minister Modi or the Minister of Road Transport Highways, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, or any of the MPs of your area, MLAs of your area, and ask them what you are doing about pothole deaths. There are 10 to 15 people losing lives every day, about 25 people getting injured because of potholes every day in India. So what are we doing about it? Kindly do something about it. And you could also post a certain suggestions. You could possibly say that there should be strict penalty or punishment on the engineers who are not doing their jobs, who are municipality officers. Archana, mute yourself, please. So you can do that. Okay, so the point is, you have to post something on your social media handle and then tag somebody. So while you're posting, you have to tag a person who's a decision maker, and you should enclose screenshots of those posts in our in our research work. Besides that, any and every other thing has been clarified on three different areas. One is, of course, the initial congratulatory email which was sent to you. You need to read your module 1 contents very slowly, word by word. You will understand everything. There is nothing in this world, nothing in there that you cannot understand. If it is still there, you can always mail us or contact your mentor and ask him, what does this mean? Second, I have said you all need to visit and read the post of the 7th of July on our FB page. It is crystal clear what you can do, what you need to do, and what are those points you need to cover. And even beyond that, we have went ahead and posted a post on the 8th of July where we have covered 3 topics. I told you the word limit, the citation method, and where you need to submit your research paper. We have given you an email ID. You need to just send in your research papers into that. Beyond that, you don't need to worry about anything. So that makes it clear that this is how you will prepare your research paper. Yeah, Manoj. 2 questions, that's it.
Questions, sir.
Take 2 questions and we close it.
Okay. Okay, so one is the WhatsApp group. I think we already, I think, declined that request that we can't have WhatsApp group. Second is the FIR copy. So there is a suggestion that it should not be on the WhatsApp. It should be on email. So I think we can do it. We can send it on email. And
Yes.
one question is pointed to me that how the court reacted when we approached the court for my case for the first time.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Uh, Miss Bhavya is asking that, hello sir, my question is to Mr. Manoj Wadhwa. I wanted to know how did the court. I think she wants that I should answer this question.
Okay, please go
That
ahead.
how the court reacted basically, right? So the reaction of the court was not positive because in our country current scenario says that it's basically the compensation they all are focusing in. Secondly, the accountability, when we see the accountability word, put the accountability word to the court's knowledge, then they are also not, you can say, habitual to see the perspective of the accountability, that in a pothole death case somebody should be punished or not. So it took us time to explain, and then finally we were able to convince that yes, we are asking for the accountability, and definitely as per the current law also we can hold accountable to the people who are killing us, who are responsible to kill our family members because of the pothole and all. Because if we do not have accountability, then people will be dying like the same way, and it is happening since so many years, and it will be happening for next so many years as well. So because I lost my child, so I was not having any other choice only to come to the court, because we are not the heroes in the movies and all. We can take the revenge on the road. We have to follow the law, and with the help of law only I can get the justice. So that's why I came to you, and you can support me and give the justice. So he accepted our request. In fact, his reaction was very positive after that, when I able to convince him my thought and my view that why I need justice and what is the scenario currently in country. And fortunately he allowed me to speak in the court, in the high court. Mr. Denson was also assisting me there, but he allowed me to speak, and then he accepted our request, and thereon we are able to get the things in our favor. It is moving in our favor now. So I hope that in a similar way we can help others to get the justice on the same field.
Okay.
I hope this.
Having said that, Manoj, you are now the host, so you will close the meeting after I've spoken. But before that, Bhavya, I need to add one more thing there, and for all others. Actually, Manoj's case was thrown out of the High Court, and we did a jolly LLB there. So we will elaborate on that in our next Zoom meeting when we host it. We have a session to take at 12 o'clock with all others who could not participate. I think there are about 125 or some odd students there. So we'll be talking to them, but we'll come back to you. I wish you all the best. Do your research very well, and I want to see you all fair in flying colors. Bye-bye and take care.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.